So I'd like to start out by giving you a quick tour of how to navigate our course. And I'd like to start with what you'll see when you log into our course every week. Each week I'll have a message here on the course homepage that will sort of direct your learning, direct you of what we're doing and where you should click next. And so this message here will change from week to week, and then I'll archive old messages here in the Archive Weekly Messages folder. But you can see basically I'll tell you kind of what we have going on, when the module opens and closes, how long you should expect the requirements to take, and this is just an estimate based on what participants told us in years past. And then it tells you where to get started, where to click, and what to do next. So this message is just a way to point you in the right direction. And again, don't be surprised when you log in week 2 and it's a different emoticon here with a different message specific to week 2. Everything that you need to navigate our course is located over here on this left-hand menu. So let's start over here and just go down the list. The first thing you see over here is the course information section. And this is where all of our important course documents, such as the syllabus, the schedule, and the course map live. Common terminology and tools that you'll hear myself, Ms. Ward, and the team leads use are defined here. And finally, participant expectations. So what you can expect from me and your team lead, and what we expect of you as a participant. And then I also have a little statement here at the bottom about really putting all you have into this class, as much as you can, because you get out of this class what you put into it. So don't wait until the last minute to start your work, and be sure and give yourself ample time throughout the week to review, internalize, and apply what you're learning. One of the biggest predictors, I think, of success in this class based on past participant experiences are carving out dedicated time to really go through the content and then try to apply it and experiment with the tools. That's going to be the biggest predictor of success, is you carving out that dedicated time. Okay, so scrolling back up here over under the professor information section of the course, this is where you can find out specific information about me, my contact information and research interest, as well as my co-teacher, Ms. Ward. And then there's also a folder here with some of our research interest and publications if you're interested in that. But there's also a Twitter widget here that will show all of the tweets that I send, or that anyone sends referencing me. You can scroll through this Twitter widget here and see those tweets. I'll show you also in the virtual hallway where we have all of our Tarleton Ook tweets embedded as well. But this professor information is just a good place to go if you're curious, or if you want to look up our contact info in a quick and easy place. Okay, next we have the heart of the course, and that is the weekly modules. And so if you click on weekly modules, right now all you're going to see is week 1. But as we go, you're going to start seeing, you'll see week 2 open up next week on June 6th at midnight. And then week 3 and 4 and 5 will open up sequentially as well. But if you want to just click into this first module, week 1, I want to show you the structure of our class, because it's very important to your learning in a class of this size. So we have an Explore, Learn, Connect, Collaborate, and Experiment, Apply model that we're using in our class. So the first thing that you're going to want to tackle each week under the Explore, Learn section is this Soft Chalk lesson. And you can think of this as the textbook for our course. It's the content I've created to include text, audio, interactive activities, pictures, and video related to the weekly topics and tools. And so you can open the lesson by either clicking on this icon here in the middle, or on this link here, week 1 Soft Chalk lesson, and it's going to pop it open in a new browser tab. And from here it presents the content in sequential order. So you can either come over here to contents and roll and click through the different pages to jump straight to a page, or you can click the next icon to move forward or back in the lesson, so previous or next. Likewise, you can scroll to the very bottom and click on next page or previous page to navigate through the lesson. One other thing I want to point out with the Soft Chalk lesson is this print all button over here on the right hand side. You can click that and it will compile all of the pages into one long printable document that you can either right click on your browser and click print. Depending on which browser you're using, there's different ways to print, but this gives you a way to go ahead and print out all the content if you're the type of learner that likes to also have a print copy of it. And you'll notice it opened that printable version up in another new tab, so you can X out of the printable version and it takes you right back into the lesson. Likewise, if you accidentally click out of the lesson, you're right back in the course. So all you have to do is close your tabs and you'll be right back here in the week 1 module within the Blackboard course. Okay, so back to the module. Underneath the Soft Chalk lesson is the course orientation videos, which you're watching right now. And beneath that, you'll find the student pre-course survey. And if you'll just click this link here to take the survey, again, it's going to pop open a new tab, and it'll take you probably 20 to 25 minutes to complete this survey. And so next you'll move on to the Connect Collaborate part of the module. And this is where for this first week you're going to set up your Google account and share a Google document with your team lead. And you'll have all the examples, printable instructions, and a video demonstration here to help you do that part. And then you're also going to complete an introduction discussion here on the Linoit board. So depending on what group you're in you'll see your team listed here, and you'll just click on this link and it will open up in a new tab the Lino board, and you'll be able to quickly post your introduction discussion here. Might want to spell it correctly. So you can quickly post a sticky here. Let's try to keep our stickies somewhat separated so that the boards don't get too chaotic. You'll notice, let me just remove that. If I go back here, I have an overflow board if the original board gets too full. So if you click here on this first board and there's already too many stickies and it's looking a little full, you can click here and it's going to be an empty overflow board where you can post your introduction discussion. Okay, and so finally you'll move on to the experiment apply portion of the module. And this first week, you're getting to experiment with an LMS purely from a student perspective, which may be something totally new for you guys. So I'm considering that your experiment. But there is a free version of Blackboard Course Sites that you can check out if you want to, and it's free. And then I've also provided you with a Moonwalking Bear activity, and once you go through the Soft Chalk, you'll understand what a Moonwalking Bear activity is. But I have an activity for you to try out to learn more about LMS tools in the Experiment Apply section. And your last 3 steps will be to take your self-assessment quiz as many times as you want to show mastery. You'll have a reflection activity where you answer these, you copy and paste these prompts into your shared Google document and answer the questions. You can also view the rubric for that activity by clicking here, and it'll show you a picture of the rubric in a new tab. And finally, you'll complete your week 1 completion verification form, which is just an embedded Google form where you fill out your name, your team lead, and check off all of the deliverables that you've completed. Confirm completion. This first week we do need your mailing address because we're sending you a little present for week 5. And then also let us know how motivated you were. This has to do with some research that I'm conducting with regard to motivation in online courses. So let us know how motivated you were. And then the last part of this form is where you can submit any questions you have that you want us to cover in the live broadcast next Tuesday. And so I'll compile all of the questions that you put here and try to address them to the best of my ability, along with my team leads and Miss Ward, on our live Google Hangout broadcast next week. So once you submit that, you are done with this complete module. But I do want to show you the other pieces of our course pretty quickly so that you understand the resources at your disposal. So the virtual hallway is a place where you can come and converse with others in the course about the content, where to find a file, just want to share something good in your life. This is a great place to ask questions and really build some class community. And then here's what I was telling you about earlier, the Twitter widget with our Tarleton Ook hashtag. So starting in weeks 2 through 5, you're going to be tweeting to the Tarleton Ook hashtag, so you can kind of learn what hashtags are for, and we'll walk you through all of this. But when you tweet, it will show up here in the embedded Twitter widget. So you can see our team leads and I have been tweeting various things to the Tarleton Ook hashtag leading up to the launch of our course. So we're excited to see you guys start tweeting so that we can see your tweets show up here as well. Okay, next is the email tool over here on the left-hand side. And you'll see that from here you can actually email all users in the course. You can email just your team. But the one you'll probably use the most is the select users option. And that's where you can find individuals in our course to email. So if you wanted to find me, you could quickly find my name here on the list, move it over to the selected column, give it a subject, and type in your message here. If you need to attach a file, a screenshot, or whatever, you can, and then click submit here at the bottom. You'll see a green confirmation that the email was sent to the intended recipients. But the important thing to remember about sending email from here within our course is that it's going to send an email to the external email listed in your profile. So this email that you sent right here is actually going to come to my Gmail account because that's the email address that I have tied to my Blackboard profile. And so if I were to respond to you, it's going to come from my Gmail account. So right now your profile email is the one that you use to sign up for the course with. So I'll talk with you a little bit next week about how to change that email in your profile. You could also find instructions for doing that under the Getting Help section of our course. Okay, moving on to the class roster quickly. This is where if you want to see sort of the school districts that are represented in our course, you can click on that little icon and then use the tabs here at the bottom to click over and see sort of the different teams and the roles of the people on each team. So that's kind of a neat way to view the different members of our course. If you want to quickly search for someone, you can use the Blackboard roster, and you can click here, and you got to click this Go button, and you can again quickly see anyone in our course. Likewise, you can quickly search for someone by first or last name, although I found it to be a little bit buggy in the Blackboard system. Okay, so next is perhaps one of the most important parts, at least to you, and that's the My Grades section. And so you'll see that right now all you're going to have are the week 1 grades listed here, but as we get to week 2, you'll start to see them listed in 3 and 4 and so on. But I want to show you really quickly how to view feedback here. So you can see that you'll see the week 1 title, you'll see the due date, and then you can see here that it's graded. And then you see your score listed over here. But you can also click on View Rubric, and this is where you can really hone in on why you scored the way that you did on this particular item. So you can click here. For the reflection rubric, you would click here, and you could see, okay, exactly how many points you got and what the different levels were in the criteria. Along with, again, that feedback from your team lead. So wanted to make sure you saw this My Grades section. And then the last 2 sections here, the Online Success Toolbox, really just provide you with some tools for being successful in our course, so I encourage you to check those out. And then last but not least, the Getting Help area is anytime you have a question about anything related to the course or the content or technical errors, call this phone number and they will either get you the answer or they'll get you connected with a team lead or myself or Miss Ward. Okay, so we've made it through the entire course. In terms of navigation, I have created a few more videos to really dive deeper into the course syllabus and the schedule and the bird's eye view of the course, but I hope this at least has been useful for you to get to know the layout of our course. And if you ever take courses with me in the future in our graduate program, this is the layout that I use for my online courses. So I hope you enjoy it.